Hello guys, today we're continuing the series, What if Asia ruled instead of Europe? And yeah, we'll be continuing the colonization of the America and the rise of more empires. Yes, so these European countries with the original colonies will continue to colonize this uninhabited land. So, first colonies is the Neostian colony. They will further extend their claims across this island as well, and they will also further extend their claims to all of this area. They'll then further extend their claims to this little peninsula right here, giving them basically here. Then Fry, which is this French nation, is gonna have a tussle over colonial claims. Fry wants to claim all of this land. Wants to claim this land. However, this is Warpian land. So Fry will take over like this coastal region here. Meanwhile, Warpy B will take over this land. However, this area is disputed. So this little area, however, is disputed right here. Meanwhile, as Garcia, the most southernmost European country, starts to expand into further inland as well. This causes a war between Warpy and Fry. However, they will not be fighting over their land because they don't have any problems over European land. They're going to be fighting the colonial battles. So Fry sends, the Fry colonial government sends troops on the border. Not many because there's not many people in these colonies, so they start to invade this area. They just want this area here. So they start to invade this area here. And yeah, we're gonna go around the lakes here, and they start to invade. They go into the area. So the Warpy colony, but we don't have a name for it yet, basically calls for support. So the Warpian government starts sending troops overseas. Around 500-600 Warpian troops are sent to assist, and they quickly push out the troops here and even expand into the colony of Fry. This causes Fry to be really upset, but they want a surprise invasion into Warpy on its southern coast. This causes Warpy to be really, really upset at this area here, so they get a plan. Considering that these two countries, Nastia also doesn't like Fry, they get them to help. Fry is very vulnerable this way down, so Fry did not anticipate this invasion as well. Fry is gonna lose this area right here as well, as Fry sent most of their troops towards the colony, neglecting the home and also the battle against Warpy. Warpy is able to kick off, Fryan troops with the help of the Iris country. Yeah, basically it's this island, so, and basically, they start to invade mainland Fry. This country is really upset because this country really is going to lose war, really could lose its entire colonial claims, literally over one small disputed area. So Fry sets a peace treaty against the two nations. Here, however, Fry will be forced to lose this northern coast area to Warpy, and also Neostia, which is this religious country right here, will finally get to extend their little claims over here. Extending the borders for the south. And also Fry will also actually lose even more territory to Warpy in the colonial claims. Yeah, so basically almost no one lives here, so this is inconsequential to here. Meanwhile, Korea, or Kanto, this country over here, continues to expand further into what we now call the West Coast. They start to expand their territorial claims all the way up here, into modern day Vancouver, and they also conquered basically almost the whole island. They basically conquered Vancouver Island, and also they start to extend their claims even further south, going much further south. Meanwhile, a new colonial power will come in, and Tavi will start to set up even more colonies down here. The Tavian colonies will also be set up. Meanwhile, they'll continue the Alaska colony. Again, almost no one lives here because it's very cold. It's very hard to get people to go to, but they found this area. Yeah, Tavi finds this area here suitable. Meanwhile, Vayati is the third country. Since they kind of missed out on this colonial exploit, they start a colonization of basically Baja California, and they realize that this is basically a massive continent here. Bisa also finally makes its colonies, and they start to colonize modern day Panama as well, giving them power over that part of America. Meanwhile, the Dawson colony right here starts to make a major expansion here. So the Dawson colony was basically just mostly India, which is basically modern day, which would basically be like India. They also, this colony, which I think is also Bisa colony. Bisa's other colony in South America also starts to expand as well. Meanwhile, Suni, this Japanese state right here, will continue to extend their colonial claims to basically all of this land here. So this is another massive colonial claim as well. So this is basically Japanese America at this point. And also, they are going to take over this area here, which is the Bay Area. So they'll own that part of land. So basically all the coastal land is taken up on this side here. Also, they'll take over Hawaii. They own that now as well. So that's what they own now. They also own these islands down here too. So those could take a bunch of the useless islands. So meanwhile, the Talos nomads will start to expand. Yeah, these guys existed for a long time. And basically, they'll take over all of this land here. Yeah, this is the Talos. This is areas controlled by what used to be a nomadic tribal area. But now they have formed a government and expanded massively as well. They'll now be internationally recognized as the Talos Nation as well. The capital will be still around here. So, Miro Pentanovan, this country, is going to create their own colonies. They discover Florida, so they start to colonize Florida as well. Because they say, hey, we want our own areas too. So, Pentanovan, this country, in this timeline, the legacy is practically cemented. They're a massive empire, and they now own a colony as well. Sahi will continue to expand further south as well, giving them even more power over African coastal land as well. And they also start to set up like colonies like down here, where it's much more profitable for them as well. So basically they won't be colonizing America, but they will be colonizing parts of Africa as well. Yeah, and also they basically have a lot of power over this country right here. Meanwhile, Bisa, this country here, continues to expand further north here into this African colony as well. Meanwhile, Pentanovan starts a war. Meanwhile, Garza starts a war against Estra to take over the Estra, basically. So they start a war to take over basically this country here as well. So Estra is taken out very quickly, as they're a very weak country. So they are taken out very quickly. This causes the Somi to be really not happy because they wanted that land, but now Estor is eliminated, so they have been defeated as well. So basically, they lose this area here. Meanwhile, Monama will invade this Italian country. So yeah, they're gonna invade this Italian nation right here, and they will basically control. So basically, they control the boot of Italy now. This is a country that broke away from them too. That broke away from Batavia, but now they're under control of Monama. Batavia used to be a very strong country, but now they're now pretty weak. Well, still got other countries that can take advantage of this. Gothia, this country here, and as Gothia invades Batavia via basically invading the Italian portions as well. As Gothia also starts to invade Batavia, as this country used to be one of the most powerful countries in Europe, but now they're one of the weakest as well. Also, this state starts to break away. This is another area that basically has formed their own identity and stuff. And basically, Batavia will be restricted to the Balkans at this point. So these guys now are going to declare their independence away from Batavia. And also Darwin's going to start invading them as well. Because they want a coastline. That's the whole reason for their invasion. So Batavia is being invaded by multiple countries. This is a massive collapse right here. And Batavia basically surrenders. So peace deal is... So this is basically what Gothia claims. So Gothia claims all of this land here. Gothia claims all of this. No. As Gothia claims all... Here, meanwhile, the rebel territory, which is this country right here, will fully gain its independence. Here, there's also some little border war here, as that's, basically this country will gain its independence. Syria will gain its independence. Darwin will annex a whole slew of land, including up here. And now Batavia is split into two. So, Batavia is split into two nations up here, which is not a very good thing because these are now going to form separate governments. Kind of like East and West Pakistan. So, Batavia will control basically only these two portions of land at this current moment. As well, it really pays not to expand. Meanwhile, Equal will continue expanding into Finland. They will continue expanding into modern day Russia. As though no one is really stopping them because this is massively unclaimed land. Osai, this country here, will also expand a decent chunk as well, grabbing a huge portion of land here, which is basically what they claim is the new king claims is the birthright land, so they want it. And then a new nation will pop up around here. And this is a new nation that the people do not want to be part of any other nation. They also put the capital around here, which is a very bad move mostly, because it might be a very easy country to invade. This is... Okay, where's it? Moravia is this country right here. Meanwhile, Osai and Equal massively expand their claims as well. Meanwhile, Kanto starts to expand even more into Siberia as they basically take almost all of this land here. But they don't. This is the land they claim. So basically, this country claims all of this land right here. So, yeah, no one lives in it, but this is just claimed land as well. So that's basically claimed land. Meanwhile, another war happens in Europe between Fusaka and Kawi. Fusaka starts to invade Kawi to reunify this land here because they don't want Kawi to be a separate nation. Obviously, they don't want. They invade this land here, and this is a very, very bad day for this nation here, as they are just basically being conquered. So, Kawi is no longer an independent nation, so now Fusaka can create colonies as well, because Fusaka is the forgotten fourth colony that no one knows about. Yeah, oh yeah, basically what you saw was the back of my tab, but nothing really special. So they are now able to create colonies, and Fusaka starts to colonize these islands over here, as well as soon as they get access to the sea, and they start to create a colony in the New York area. So Fusaka is this creates a colony around here, and that's basically what they claim. Garcia continues to expand itself throughout the Middle East, as now they go after Popey as well. So Garcia, which used to be like this breakaway state, now they're going after Popey as well. This causes Pentanovan to go after Popey. They take out the capital. The Popian government flees to another capital, Pearl City. Doesn't really help because basically they just flee to the second most populated city, which Popina was now controlled by Garcia. They meet up as well. Isari also wants to join in and take some land away, so this causes Popey to lose again the country again. As well as a Popey is just under the dead nation. And then after all, they just invade the whole nation. And the peace treaty is decided like this. So, Pentanovan will gain thus this land here. Does not really a massive land gain, but it's still very good for them. Asari, which is a protected country, they also want this land here, which creates some border war in the Middle East. Pentanovan also, they create this weird border here, and that's more border goal for the Middle East. So this won't have any repercussions in the future whatsoever. So yeah, border goal in the Middle East is getting concerning. So now Garcia and Pentanovan have a border with each other as well, and Asari creates more border goal as well. The capital is really right on the border. Asari also said they want to buy some land so they can reunify the area and also protect the capital. Asari, Garcia says yes, so they buy the land from Garcia. So basically, they own this land now because they bought it. Basically, you know, and Garcia gained all this land, so it doesn't really matter to them as well. Meanwhile, border wars can be created in North America. So basically, Fry being upset about this, they create the pity colony. Right here, they actually still own a little bit, but they create this pity colony right here. So basically, Brock expansion here. This causes Warpy to be really upset at this, and this starts to create a border war here, and it's like very disgusting. They start to create a massive border war here. Warpy will warp around this colony right here, and yeah, it's very, very disgusting what they're creating here. Basically, this is, and of course, as Garcia continues to expand their colony, which is far more successful than the other colonies. It's pretty funny because it's in the Arctic. But as Garcia also starts to take over this area right here around the lake, as they're more powerful than both Warpy and Fly. So basically, they take this area here and stop them from creating this border gore here. Basically, that's to stop the border gore from continuing. Meanwhile, Warpy creates even more border gore with creating this area here, which is really connected by a small little area here. And yeah, what the hell is going on with North America at this point? This is gonna cause a war next episode. This is what they're doing. This is the border gore of North America, guys, everybody. Kind of like this border gore right here. Meanwhile, there's even more war in China. So, CIFA, the Krell's war on this Hong Kong nation. No, the city-state. Oh, Hong Kong's like around here. The city-state, they just defeated very quickly. Meanwhile, there's a border dispute in Australia, of all places. This is between the other Indian nation, Tomi, and Dorsa. They don't agree where the border is set, so this causes Tomin to invade the colonial government. And yeah, this causes Dorsa to be really pissed off and starts to invade in the homeland. Yeah, this is the last of the episode. They start to invade Tomin as well. Yeah, which is the southern Indian country. Meanwhile, Tomin is a very powerful country, but another country breaks away. This is a old friend, Continental. They start to break away. They don't want to be a part of either. This causes these rebels to create the Continental government again. You know, the monarchy government that was very fair to their citizens, and they... However, they also start a rebellion down here too. The Continental, they were sending people from the former Continental lands to this area, to this specific area of Australia, which causes this to cause a lot of alarm. This causes this Indian nations to invade the very, very, very underpopulated portions of the country very, very quickly as well. Giving them only the coastal lands left here. And also, Tommen continues to invade for a small portion. Tommen basically says, you know what, we'll recognize Continental as a separate country, so we'll use them to invade Dorsa and to defeat them for good. Dorsa, however, gets backstabbed by Ajax because they want some land. So this causes Dorsa to basically collapse here. And also, these countries over here start to break away as well. So Tisa and Nakata break away from Dorsa as well. They start to own rebellions here. And also a new nation. Also a old nation, Nairo, breaks away. So this country, Dorsa, their days are practically numbered at this point as the rebels all do not like the unfair life. Also a new country pops up. And Tisa reunites with its rebels, and they declare war to basically get Bisa independence because they were an existing country as well. There is a collapse of yet another empire right here. Also, Binu and Boxo also start to invade Dorsa at the very end. Once the capital was seized and defeated, Dorsa's government basically just surrendered immediately as well. And this was the peace treaty. So Dorsa actually got right off the hook pretty easily. They'll gain this area here. The Neo-Continental has been formed down here. This is a new separate country here. They will be recognized as an independent country right here. So this is the Neo-Continental right here. The capital city will be here. The original Continental, this country right here, will gain its independence right here. This will be this orange country right here. Ajax will gain a lot of this area. They don't want Dosa. Dosa still has colonies, so they're not going to gain that much land. Boxer will gain this amount of land here. And Binu will basically control the Kashmir area here. So Binu will control this area here. And now let's get the other countries. So Nairo will have this area here. Nairo is one of the oldest countries in the world, so the capital will be right here. Bisa will finally gain its independence here. And Nakada, which is the Bengali nation, will finally gain its independence as well. Right here, so that's Nakada, this country right here. The capital will be here, and there'll be a new nation that'll pop up. Ray will pop up as an independent nation. They're a new nation as well. Also, there's gonna be some more border war. This is gonna be the claims. This is what Torment will get. So basically, the country will still exist, obviously. Dorso will still exist. But the capital will be moved to around here. This used to be a country. It used to be a country down here, but yeah. Dorso will now basically controls this area, so they did not want their independence. So Dorso will control that area. Dorso will still control this colony right here as well, which is basically mostly people from Dorsa, so yeah. But they will lose basically the inner colony right here. Meanwhile, a third Australian state was created, which is the Neo-Continental. Also, they still get to keep their African and South American colony. This African and South American colony as well, because they still have power over those colonies as well. So this is the religion map of the world. One religion has spread very great, which is Khimpu, which is mostly started in the Philippines. Hosi, Nyasi, and basically the Asian religions have been kicked out as well. I want to give in Indonesia / the Pacific its own religion. Benoni has been restricted to the Arabian Peninsula. Bianchi has had its most expansive alongside Nyastian, which spread to the New World. Religions will be very interesting once we get to the New World, because many of the Old World religions have spread to the New World, including Zawin, Bianchi, Nyastian. The only religion that hasn't really spread is Penone. Pinta is continuing to expand its way towards Africa as it gets colonized. Zawin is expanding towards North America alongside Sunni, and Moki as well. And also Medizium spreads to North America. Ozzy of Sinise spreads to North America as well, and North and South America as well. But yeah, that's the current religion map mode as religion starts to spread around the world. Goodbye.